This week, we're going to be talking about
the top 10 objections to business coaching and how to overcome them.
Got it. And why is that important?
90% of all of the meetings that I've had with potential clients, one or all of these 10 have come up, and it's very rare when another objection comes out of that. If you can't handle that objection, then you're going to get really close to getting a client, but you're not going to get a new client.
We are doing a call called Become a Business Coach, and the context is transforming business. And for us to get a little bit about who you are and who I am and why we're hosting this call, that's the intention of this segment. My name is Brian. I'm the founder of Coach Match Me. Our vision is for a world where everyone has a coach, and we're on a mission to make sure coaching is commonplace. And I'll get into a little bit to why this context, specifically business coaching, is a medium we've chosen to promote and be with, and the reason Gary and I have connected. And so I'm excited to be able to be in conversation with you, Gary, but also to have the context where we can extract your knowledge around becoming a business coach. So before we go into more of that, please introduce yourself, sir. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great, and I'm Coach Gary, founder of businesscoach.com, founded under the name Advanced Business Consultants 31 years ago. My passion, my life, the rest of my career is devoted towards straightening out and clarifying for people the business coaching and the coaching industry. What's really like the straight talk about it? I've been around since the inception of the whole coaching industry, watched it grow and morph into something that there's a lot of myths, there's a lot of misinformation. My goal, my passion is to give people real business coaching and real business coaching information that works. Stuff that I've been doing for 31 years, stuff that I've been teaching for almost 31 years, and it works. I learned from some really powerful mentors who created what we now know as the coaching industry, and I'm passionate about keeping that alive.
The reason business coaching and why I've connected with Gary and had him lead these calls, which are happening this Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, is that we're going to paint context for becoming a business coach. And yes, why that's important to me is that there are a gazillion contexts in life that people need help in or want support in. And all of them are great contexts for transformation.
Yes.
And one of the one that seems to be the biggest one is money. Money seems to be a lot of what we're arguing about in politics, seems to be the crux of a lot of issue. And for coaches who want to contribute and make the world better, they have to be substantial or have a substantial flow of income. And what better context than the context that already makes money, business, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
I'm here because I want all coaches to be having some arm or some element of business coaching to them, so that not only can they generate more wealth and more money for other entrepreneurs and business owners, but also they can generate it for themselves so that they can do the things they love more, to give back inside of relationships or inside of life coaching or whatever that is. So
yes,
that's there for me. Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, absolutely, Brian. And the point of that is that to sustain yourself, you have to have an income. You got to be able to pay your bills. And there's another aspect in that is building your confidence up that you're really worth, like $500 an hour. That's not like a number that we pull out of the sky and say, well, here's a good number. Let's tease people with that. I've been charging that for 30 years and that and more sometimes, and sometimes a little bit less. But in previous sessions, we've covered things like your marketing action plan and the top 10 ways to make money as a business coach, those kinds of topics and more. Transformation, we've covered some transformation, entrepreneurship as a coach. But now as we look forward, we're talking about really powerful areas that can make a difference in coaches' lives. So we're going to talk about the top 10 objections to business coaching and how you can overcome them. We're going to talk about what clients are looking for in a relationship with you and how to know what they want and deliver that. We're going to be getting into transformation as opposed to information. We'll probably dance with that in a lot of these calls. And I want to remind everybody that's listening to this right now, you also have an opportunity for hot seat coaching. So we not only cover the topics, but we do hot seat coaching so people can really get into the DNA of why some of these teachings and sessions are important and why we pick these topics, because we want people to be able to be responsible in building their coaching business and love what they do and get paid handsomely.
And I think what I've noticed so far, and just the few that we've already done, is it's really giving me the confidence. It's having me overcome the imposter syndrome, and it gives me the playbook for how it is that anybody can really become a business coach. And the fact that we've opened up hot seat coaching allows me to get in and get my questions answered. I think I just want to thank you for spending your time with us and really giving us an opportunity to get to know you and what your coaching is about, because I think it's just so needed, especially for coaches. So if you're a business coach and want to develop better as a business coach, or if you're a coach and you want to find out how is it that I make $500 an hour, because that number is tied to the ROI, actually making greater
Absolutely.
value. You don't just find people who are rich enough to pay you for your coaching $500 an hour. There's a direct correlation to why this is going to pay off, and that's why business is the content. What if you came to these calls and you got all the knowledge you needed? What would be next?
Yeah, that's
Like,
great.
what
Yeah.
would your life be if you had $500 an hour and you had the 8 clients you needed to sustain yourself for the year?
Yes, absolutely. And to validate the fact that many of the people I talk to every week have left a 6-figure job with a passion to become a coach, but they can't figure out how to turn it into a business model and how to get ROI for themselves and make it work and think like an entrepreneur. So we cover all these topics, and we want you to succeed. We want to have a world where everybody has the opportunity to have a coach. And what better venue to operate in is where the money is, where the budget is, in the business coaching arena, in the business entrepreneurial arena. They can afford to pay a coach.
So this week, we're going to be talking about
the top 10 objections to business coaching and how to overcome them.
Got it. And why is that important?
Sure. Well, we've over the years have found that there is a pathway, there's a conversation that potential clients that can't afford it, business owners and leaders that can't afford business coaching, there's a path that they follow, and there are some objections that they come up to. And if you can't, when they come up to that point in the conversation, if you can't handle that objection, then you're going to get really close to getting a client, but you're not going to get a new client. 90% of all of the meetings that I've had with potential clients, one or all of these 10 have come up, and it's very rare when another objection comes out of that. So we're giving you the front line, firing line, on the line tools that you can utilize every single day, and we want you to be successful, and that's what we teach.
Man, and just what a huge value for somebody who's gone through this business for 30 years more and served over 500 clients, business clients, and some Fortune 500 companies and so forth.
Yes.
Right? To know that these are the top 90% of all objections are going to boil down to these 10. And if you know and you how to verse yourself, I mean, what else is there, right? The 10% you can't handle. Oh, well, 1 in 10, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And how did I learn many of them? By not having the answers and by fumbling around and driving away saying, I came this close to having a brand new client.
Is there anybody who can't see what's possible if you can nail all the objections?
I can't imagine. I mean, we're laying it out clear and concise about it as possible. We're handing it to you on a silver platter.
So how can you take advantage of that? You got to show up. We've got our call. It's 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, which is August 26th, next Wednesday at 3 p.m., and especially transforming your business as a coach.
Yes.
So come join us.
3 p.m. Pacific Time. See you Wednesday.